Hey guys, this is Starry from StarrySky Gaming. Welcome to my Earth DPS Crystal DoT Loadout, Build and Rotation Guide video. Now in this video I'm going to show you how I've done my PowerPoints, I'm going to show you the loadout, I'm going to show you the Weapon Mastery build, and then I'll go through the rotation. Okay, so let's get started and go straight to the PowerPoints. So, in the Geokinesis tree, I have PowerPoints in Earthen Grip, Shards, Crystal or Brick, Striking Stones, Debris Field, Fortified Golem, Soothing Sands, Reinforce, Totem, Rumble Crush. In the Seismic Tree, none. Iconics, I have it in Tactical Genius, Weapons Expert, Powerful Resistance, Nanoweave Armor, and Intimidating Gaze. Okay, so now to the loadout. So for the loadout from left to right is Rumble Crush, Debris Field, Totem, Reinforce, Fortified Golem, and the Pet Crystal. Now the idea to this loadout, as the title of it says, is a Crystal DoT loadout. It makes use of Crystal, high damage, so we don't get the Weapon Mastery crit bonus, which is fine because we're mostly going to be using setting up our dots, dazing everything for Crystal to do its high amount of damage, and Crystal also does additional damage if stuff is crushed or dazed. So literally it's daze, instant damage, damage over time, more damage over time, more damage over time, plus this buffs us, gives us like a 3% crit chance, precision and crit chance buff for our pet, power, and gives it a little bit of extra defense, and then our high burst damage pet. And we're just using weapon masteries for burst damage, so literally dot dot dot, buff, power for pets, and burst damage pets. Okay, so now to the Weapon Mastery build. Now the Weapon Mastery build I'm using is Hand Blasters, using, well, I'll show you the masteries I've set up for it. So first of all, go to your movement, put the skill point in whichever movement you need to get for flight, super speed, acrobatics. And then what we want to do is we want to set up our masteries. Now this loadout works for melee and range. It's a very simple loadout to use. Excuse me. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to spend 20 skill points and include these attacks listed here as part of the total 20 skill points. Or just simply 4 down the middle, 2 on the left, got my DPS and 8s, got my health, put some in dominance. Which then allows me to unlock the Hand Blaster. And the combos we're going to unlock are Haymaker for melee, Explosive Shot for wide range AoE. This is for when like there's a bunch of ads and they're not clumped up together by a tank, and you know there's literally massive load of them in a wide area. And this Explosive Shot, sorry, got that wrong. Arrow Fling is the one that does a massive wide area, frontal cone, so if there's a big group of ads spread out, use this one. If they're nicely compacted, for like a tank's grouped them up together, use Explosive Shot because the area effect on it is not so big. But it does more damage than the Arrow Fling. Arrow Fling's just great for a wider area, this one's great for when they're clumped up together. And this does a lot of damage as a melee one. So these are the combos we need to set up. So what we need to do is we need to go into Brawling and into Bow. So we've already gone to set up our Hand Blaster Mastery by doing the skills, skill point innates, unlock the mastery. So next will be Bow. So same again, 20 skill points, include these attacks listed, or just simply 5 down the middle, 2 down the left, DPS innates, defense, and then put 1 in HP or the 1 wherever you want it to unlock the Bow. And then we go into Brawling. Same again, 20 skill points, include these attacks listed, so which are 5 down the middle, 1 on the right, DPS innates, got my HP, got my dominance. And for the people who are thinking, why dominance? I like to have skill points and dominance for when it comes to solo and duo content. If I'm able to crowd control some ads as part of solo or duo content, like stunning them, knocking them down, then they're just going to die quicker because it's the same for us. If they stun us, we take more damage because we can't do anything. If we stun them, then we can just do more damage to them and they die quicker because they're not doing anything to us. We've crowd controlled them. Now the dominance, well, put it bluntly, you won't have enough dominance to affect alerts and raids. The dominance you have will only affect solos and duos. Okay, so for Brawling, as I said, 5 down the middle, 1 on the right, DPS and H, HP, dominance, and then mastery. Then we go back to our hand blasters. Put the skill point in the combo for the melee, which is tap tap hold hold. Then we'll put a skill point in explosive shots and arrow filling. So remember, melee, clumped up group of ads, wide area. So literally it just covers all of our areas. So now we've set up all our masteries and we set up our combos. What we need to do is we need to go through all of the weapon trees and we get all of our criticals. Now, I'm just going to go through the trees and show you all the criticals, but you always want to get the critical attack chance before the critical attack damage. So literally, like I said, there's 4. Just go down through the trees, so simply down the middle, get your criticals, all the way down through all of your trees. But as I said earlier, do remember to get your critical attack chance before you get your critical attack damage. Critical attack chance is literally the most important thing for a DPS. The more chance you have, the more chance you have to crit. The more times you crit, the higher damage output you would do, because that's where all your big damage comes from. So it's the crits. So we've got masteries, combo setups, and we've gone and got all of our criticals. So now what we do is we go back to hand blasters, bow, and brawling, and we go down to the very bottom, and we get our plus 25 and 8s. So plus 25 from hand blasters, plus 25 from bow, plus 25 from brawling. And then what we want to do then is we want to go into the other trees, which has precision on the second row at the bottom. Now the reason why we're doing this for is because now Earth always has been now renowned as, always been known as a precision based one, but with the way they've revamped Earth, and basically the geokinesis tree is what you use for DPS, because the seismic trees, trust me, it's not that good for it, is normally precision heavy. So what I still do is I will spec into the precision of second row for, because our high burst damage will come from the weapon masteries, and our might based damage is literally just dots. So our high damage will come from precision, and we're just setting up dots just for loads of damage over time while we're powering up heads. So we've raised it up our plus 25 and 8, so now we're literally just going to go into trees which have precision on the second row. So thanks to us getting our criticals earlier on, all the trees already open up, so we just go get the precision, but we still need to spend 20 skill points in total. We don't need to unlock the mastery, we just want to unlock the innate, so 20 skill points anywhere, but always get your DPS and innate first. So precision, I've got my defense, put some in dominance to unlock the innate at the bottom, so I max that. I don't think dual wield, martial arts, I think one-handed is next. So yeah, precision there, got my health, got my dominance, got the DPS innate there, and I think rifles next. Yeah, got the precision, and then around skill points. But what I'll do is I'll get the precision, I'll get the HP, I'll get the dominance, however much needed to unlock the innates, then I'll get the innate, and then I would go into staff and get the precision here, get the defense, get the dom, and if I needed to spend more skill points, I'd work into HP to unlock the innates at the bottom. And then that would be all the precision innates done. And then if you still had skill points left over, you go into two-handed, shield, martial arts, dual wield, and you get the might innates on the second row, and then you spec into, like, say, defense, dominance, HP, something to unlock the innates at the bottom. And that's pretty much the full build. So now let's get to the rotation. It's pretty much the rotation is just so simple. Rotate, summon your pet, and like I said before, right? So if you can imagine from here to, say, over here, is what I mean by widespread of ads, right? If you don't have a tank, so literally for that you would use the hold, and hold the arrow fling, because it would literally hit from the left over here to the right over here. It covers a massive wide area, and if you imagine the sparring target is like where the tank is, and he's like pulled in like all the ads to him, so he's gonna have like about 10 ads clumped up to around him, you would use explosive shot, which is hold, tap, hold. So hold, tap, and hold. Explosive shot does more damage, but it's such a small area. This is why it's good for clumped up ads. And then the melee itself is literally just tap, tap, hold, hold. really good. The melee one does a lot of damage. Right, so anyway. So first things first, there's a group of ads, and we need to set up our crushing effect, because crystal does more damage when it's crushed, and obviously debris field will do more additional damage from it, but we want to keep crushing everything though, so mostly crystal will benefit from it. So it's a great big group of ads. So we're literally just going to do a weapon mastery, and then rumble crush, clip to reinforce, and then we'll chuck down debris field, do another weapon mastery, and then use totem, and then parapet. And then that's pretty much all to it. We will just keep doing weapon masteries for burst damage, keep using rumble crush and reinforce to day stuff, and then we'll just keep throwing down debris field whenever it's off cooldown. And always remember to keep your pet. It's just simply like that. You just keep, whenever everything's off cooldown, you just keep popping up for the dots. Totem gives you another extra 3% critical attack chance. Keep yourself buffed with reinforce, and keep the pet always powered. The most important thing is to always keep crystal powered. So for melee as well, literally it would be like weapon mastery, right, and then rumble crush with reinforce, debris field, go into another weapon mastery again, just for your damage, for your burst damage, pop totem, give the pet power, and then you just keep doing that. Such a simple loadout and rotation, but it does crazy damage. And then just like when stuff is clumped up, let's get myself some power. So when everything's clumped up, we'll just keep doing that. As you can see, everything's on cooldown, everything's nice and raring to go. It's just nice and simple. Not very hard at all. Loads and loads of damage. And that's all pretty much to it. Now, I've been using this loadout, and I've been trying it against rage DPS, sorcery, nature, everything, and most of the time I've beaten them. I've beaten rage DPS by quite a bit, you know, and they're really good DPS. It's, you know, it's very hard to beat them. But with Earth, I can safely say Earth is capable of beating any power, really. It's really strong. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think of this video. What do you think about the loadout, the build, anything like that? If there's anything you think could be done better, or any advice you think you may have for me to improve it, please let me know. Thank you very much for watching this, and until next time, I'll see you then.